Good morning, church family.
Morning.
Hope everybody's doing well. So, as you can tell, I was professing some of the blessings that I've received from God, and I got nabbed by the testimony police. So that's why I'm here. So that sounds like a good testimony. So here we go. Mine is basically on a testimony on tithing, experiencing God's math. So tithing has been a fundamental practice in my walk with God. And for many years, I wrestled with the idea giving seemed daunting. How would I have enough for my needs? Yet, I have come to realize that God's math is not like the world's math. What I have experienced is not subtraction, but multiplication, addition, God's unique way of providing for his children. So my journey began during a time of financial stress. Bills were piling up, and I could not see how giving more would still help. I got a gentle nudge from God from the verse in Malachi 3:10, which states, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." With shaky faith, I decided to trust God's promise. My journey began during a time I began to give faithfully, calculating every paycheck. At first, my bank account looked leaner, but then something remarkable happened. Unexpected income came, small bonuses, gifts, even savings in areas I had not noticed before. Expenses seemed to stretch further than they should have. Needs were met, sometimes in ways that defied simple logic. I realized that with God, all things are possible. All it takes is our faith and trust in him. It is always in God's timing, not our time. We always think that we have everything figured out. God says, "No, I'll give it to you when I'm ready, not when you're ready." Because we always want things yesterday. But God's timing is key. So, God's math is not focused only on money. I found peace replacing anxiety, generosity growing in my heart, and my trust in God deepened. Opportunities opened, relationships blossomed, and I saw tangible proof that God honors those who honor him. The blessings poured out were often not what I anticipated, but always exactly what I needed. Which brings me to another verse in 2 Corinthians 9. The point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. If you are hesitant about tithing, I encourage you to trust God with your first fruits. His math doesn't always make sense on paper, but he is faithful to provide. Tithing is not just giving, it is an act of trust. Try it with a willing heart and watch how God multiplies your resources and fills your life in ways you never expected. So in conclusion, God's math is miraculous and his promises are sure. I am grateful for the journey and for the blessings that have come from stepping out in faith. So I leave you with this verse, Matthew 6. "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. And your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you." Thank you for your time.